with people. Hey, from Monday through Thursday, I'm dead on my feet. Most of the time, I'm too tired to eat. When I try to read the paper, I fall fast asleep. As soon as Friday rolls around, I lay on my weekday books down. I put on my long rags to pay the time. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, yeah, yeah. 'Cause that's when I party down. Party down. Party hard. Party down.
Hello, and welcome back to the Weekend Warrior. This is going to be another column which is a little different because A, I don't have any interviews, and B, I'm not going to cover the box office coming up this weekend. Instead, I'm going to have a special guest who I'll talk about at the very end of this. But also, I'll start off with a weekend recap from the last weekend, which was a pretty horrible weekend. I mean, except it had one of the biggest post-Thanksgiving openings ever, which you could see behind me is Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I actually ended up not seeing the movie. I was supposed to see it last week, and I wasn't feeling well, stayed in. And then I decided, you know what? The movie's supposed to suck, according to critics, and I'm going to trust the critics on this one and not see it. But even so, the movie did amazing. It did huge business. Like, I mean, I think I predicted like 35, 40 million. It opened with 64 million. Not quite as much as the 80 million made by the first movie, but still very impressive, especially the week after Thanksgiving. That's what could be well enough that Universal and Blumhouse are going to make a third movie, of course, and critics can complain about that as well. I might not see it. I'm not sure. I might see Five Nights at Freddy's 2 eventually on Peacock. I'm just not no rush. I didn't like the first movie that much. Still, 64 million domestic based on a 51 million production budget, which I actually heard it's even less. I think I heard it's even more like 30 million. Still, 64 million domestic, 46 million overseas, 110.5 million in 3 days, which means it's definitely profitable. Another hit for Universal and Blumhouse, making up for Wolfman and Megan 2.0. This is going to be another franchise that's going to continue, whether you like it or not, whether anyone likes it or not. But obviously the fans like it, so they go see it. Number 2 this weekend was Zootopia 2, dropped 57% with 42.4 million. That's kind of to be expected after a Thanksgiving weekend where a lot of people are off for the week and they have Black Friday, which is a huge day at the theaters. So it went from 100 million last weekend to 43.4 million this weekend. It's not that big a deal. It's made 220.9 million so far, and that's pretty good shape. That's just domestic too. So when you think about China and overseas, that's almost 700 right there. So it's made 918 million in a little over a week, which is just absolutely crazy. It's going to hit a billion any day now. One of Disney's biggest hits for the year so far. I mean, it hasn't actually hit the domestic box office of of Minecraft yet, and it hasn't even hit 400 million. Right now, no movie in this year has made 500 million domestic yet. That's a little kind of crazy, especially since we're almost at the end of the year. Zootopia 2 might not make 500 million this year, even with the holidays coming up. And the other big movies for the holidays, which were supposed to do really well, was Wicked for Good from Universal, which was going to be a huge movie based on its opening weekend, but it had a big drop over Thanksgiving and it had an even bigger drop after Thanksgiving. It dropped 72% this weekend to 17.3 million for third place. It has made 297.6 million domestic. It'll hit 300 within the next day or so. It's made 143.3 million overseas. So 440 million globally in a couple weeks isn't that bad, but it's not as going to do as well as the previous Wicked. And it might top out at like 400 tops. So we haven't hit a 500 million movie yet this year. Avatar, Fire and Ash coming out in a couple weeks. That's like his last hope, I guess. Going back to Five Nights at Freddy's, I mean, I definitely underestimated that. But then the other movie at number 4, which I also underestimated, was Jujutsu Kaisen Execution, the anime movie from G-Kids, which was a compilation of episodes of an upcoming season. It was released in 1,833 theaters. And I thought it was going to make 4 or 5 million, maybe up to 7. I think my prediction was like 7. It ended up making 10 million opening weekend. It'll probably have a pretty big drop. These movies almost always are front loaded, but it ended up in 4th place. And it also did better than Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair, the Lionsgate's compilation movie of Quentin Tarantino's 4th movie. It only made 3.4 million, although it was in only 1,200 theaters, and it also was 4.5 hours long. So that means it can't show it as many times in theaters, and that always limits the box office. But still, that opened in 6th place and 3.4 million. In between those two was Now You See Me, Now You Don't with 3.5 million, down 49%, still doing really well. It's made 55.3 million so far, which I think is less than both the previous two movies. I still feel it's doing well enough that I think Lionsgate will try to do a 4th movie. Maybe not right away, but maybe in the next few years. Continuing on in the top 10, number 7 was A24's Eternity, 2.7 million, a pretty impressive 14% drop from Thanksgiving. Although it added 1,038 theaters from Thanksgiving, it's up to 2,386 theaters. It's made 9.5 million so far, which is not great, but it's doing better and it's having legs, which I think is good for A24. They actually had a really good theatrical expansion plan in place that paid off. It ended up opening wider in a weekend where there was not a lot of strong movies competing against it. And that was also the case with Hamnet, Focus's movie from Chloe Zhao, starring Jesse Buckley and Paul Mescal, who have been getting a lot of awards, especially the Golden Globe nominations this morning. So that's going to keep expanding. Right now, it made 2.3 million in eighth place. It's up to only 4.2 million so far domestically in 744 theaters. I assume it's going to add more theaters this weekend, maybe be past 1,000, maybe 1,400, 1,500. I don't know. But it should still be in the top 10 for another weekend. Not sure how it'll hold up in other places outside major cities. But that's the top 8. I don't think we have a definitive top 10 yet. We do have a few things that either haven't reported or it's a little questionable. But right now, some of the other movies in wide release that I did talk about last weekend included Sony Picture Classics' Merrily We Roll Along, opened in 1,084 theaters. It only made 1.3 million, which is probably not going to get into the top 10. That's pretty bad. A per theater of 1,208 per theater, also not good, but it did better than Fackham Hall. Fackham Hall opened in 1,112 theaters. It made 625,000 and 562 per theater, which is terrible. And that still did better than 100 Nights of Hero, which is IFC Entertainment's weird fantasy drama movie. That opened to 828 theaters. It's averaged 303 theaters for 250.7 thousand, which really is it's much worse than I expected. I expected to make about 1.5 million. I expected all those movies to make a little more. 100 Nights of Heroes should have made at least a million. Fackham Hall probably should have made 2 or 3 million. Merrily We Roll Along probably should have made 3 or 4 million, but they all tanked. And part of it was the post Thanksgiving weekend. Part of it was the fact that none of these movies looked like you need to see them in theaters. And most of the guys went to either Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Kill Bill. It was that audience was pretty much sewed up, so it wasn't really clear who those other movies were supposed to be for. The only other significant thing in the limited releases is the Vertical Entertainment released Rosemead in a single theater in New York, the 68th Street AMC, and it made 50,243. So basically in that one theater. I happen to know that Lucy Liu was on hand on Saturday night with Julia Fox to do Q&A, so that might have boosted that Saturday quite a bit. But otherwise, for a weekend after Thanksgiving, the fact that Five Nights at Freddy's did really well, set a new record for that weekend. Jujutsu Kaisen did pretty well. Kill Bill did okay. I mean, I think all things considered, this is not a bad weekend, and it actually is paving the way for this coming weekend, which I'm not going to talk too much about, but it's not looking good at all. It looks like there might not be another new movie in the top 5. It's doubtful. All we have this coming weekend is a Silent Night, Bloody Night remake. We have a new movie from James L. Brooks called Ella McKay, which I haven't seen. I might never see. I'll be writing about those in the written part of it, so that's fine. Hamnet will continue to expand, so probably stay in the top 10. But that's probably it for this coming weekend, and I'll cover that mainly in the print edition. But what I will say is that I have a very special guest on this week's video edition. I have Brandon Norwood from the Film Blurs, a great podcast that I have gotten into this past year. We're going to talk about the award season and the Oscars and a conflict between two movies that are both doing really well, both can be seen as front runners, which is Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another and Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Both have been getting a lot of awards nominations so far from the critics. Both of them are doing pretty well. One of them made over 300 million. Paul Thomas Anderson's movie is probably about 70 million. I'll talk about that more, but stand by because I'll be talking to Brandon Norwood from the Film Blurs about One Battle After Another versus Sinners and how Warner Brothers, who's distributing both movies and handling the awards, will have to maybe do some deciding between the two of them. Hey everyone, this is going to be a first for the Weekend Warrior video edition. It's only about 6 weeks old, more on and off. But I've said before that I want to do like some different things here. I want to do like some think pieces. I want to do some award stuff, but I also don't want to just have me talking all the time. I have to edit these, and I hate looking at myself. So that's why I have a very special guest today. It's Brandon Norwood from the Film Blurs, a great podcast which he does with Uncle Jeffrey Stewart. That's been doing. Is it up to 200 episodes yet, or you kind of have because you do some video, you do some interviews as well. I'm not sure if those count as the
No,
podcast.
we call those bonus episodes. Like
Okay.
we're almost at 200. We're probably gonna hit 200 by February.
Well, when did you guys start? What year did you guys start on it?
We started right at when restrictions lifted. We started right when the Snyder Cut dropped on HBO Max.
Oh wow, okay.
Yep.
Is there an episode with that with the Snyder Cut?
That's the pilot episode. That's the whole
Oh
reason the episode existed because we did this.
wow.
This
Okay.
started because we could not believe that a whole studio actually caved and gave a director they didn't like 80 million to do a 4 hours director's cut. I was like, that's crazy.
And we're not going to get into it that much, but I mean, one of the things we're taping this literally the day after Netflix bought Warner Brothers, which is a little crazy because we're going to be talking about two Warner Brothers movies. As you see in the background, we have Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another. We have Ryan Coogler's Sinners. I actually met Brandon. I want to say we met waiting to get into Thunderbolts, so which would have been like late April, maybe. Is that
Yep.
true? Is that when we first met?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe I think I might have like we weren't formally introduced, but I
yeah.
remember meeting you a few times before that. Like even I think maybe as early as it was Alice Through the Looking Glass. I think I first encountered
Really?
you. Yeah,
Wow. Oh, okay, that's a long time
yeah,
ago. Holy crap.
yeah.
When was that? That was God. Wow, I don't know when that was. Okay. Yeah, I know. But I remember meeting you at Thunderbolts while we were waiting to get into the theater and talking, and he mentioned the film blurs he does with Jeffrey. And the first episode I listened to was the Sinners episode, which was great. It was great. It's it's a very, very unique podcast. It's very funny, it's fun. It's different from like the very serious podcasts. I don't consider what I'm doing now a podcast yet. I'm kind of feeling out what I'm calling it. Right now, it's just a video edition of my column. So, but I did want to talk about these two movies, mainly because last time I saw you, we actually spent time together was at the Wicked screening, and I asked you, what are your top two movies? And it was these two movies. So I said, okay, perfect. This is the guy to talk to about this subject. So I've got which is your of the two movies, which is number one right now? Is Sinners number one?
Center's number one, One Battle number two. So I
Nice.
cannot be mad at how award season has been shaken out so far.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean, right now, again, we're taping this on Saturday, December 6th. Yesterday, the Critics' Choice announced their nominations, and Sinners was way ahead. I think it was Sinners was like
17,
17
yeah.
nominations, and I think One Battle had like 14, maybe. They had a lot. They had a lot because also had like all the below the line stuff, and there's a lot of categories. Um, but it's interesting because I'm in the Critics' Choice. I'm gonna try to get Brandon into the Critics' Choice because I think he'd be great to have in there.
Thank you.
Um, and that's one of my things to do in 2026. Um, but yeah, so as far as obviously you saw Sinners when it came out, you saw One Battle when it came out. Um, is any time when were watching One Battle? Have you seen One Battle more than once or just once?
I've seen both like I over 4 times. I lost count.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, in theaters each time.
Um well, Sinners is I know has been a mix of the 4K Blu-ray that I own and
Oh,
theaters,
got it. Okay.
and One Battle has just been strictly theaters.
Wow.
So
Did you see the Vista Vision one on in Winnebago?
twice,
Oh, nice.
twice,
Okay. Wow. Okay.
twice.
Yeah, that stayed there a long time. That was pretty amazing, actually. I haven't seen anything like that where a chain like Regal gets
Like
a Vision camera and actually just keeps it there. Yeah. A
yeah, yeah.
projector, I should say.
I realized watching VistaVision, and one of my favorite formats is IMAX. I realized like the giant square is my favorite film format because even on VistaVision, that it's a giant square, and it's larger than life, and
Hmm.
both you couldn't go wrong either VistaVision or IMAX. Like I realized that's my favorite aspect ratio, just a
Oh, okay.
giant square.
That's fair. Do you go to the IMAX on 68th Street?
Oh, always,
Yeah.
always. I saw it there. Want to say three times, three
Okay.
times.
Well, it's interesting because we're talking about this, and literally on Friday, both movies are being re-released in IMAX.
Yes,
Probably at the 68th Street. I'm not 100% sure if it's going to be there or just the digital IMAX. I assume it's no, it's going to be 70. I assume it's going to be 70 millimeter
70.
IMAX.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll
yeah.
be, and also they're going to be showing a preview of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey in front of it. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till Avatar because I'm gonna go with my brother to see
okay.
Avatar. So I know they're gonna show it before Avatar. So I was like, I'll wait and catch it before Avatar. Like that's my most anticipated movie for next year.
So the subject of this is One Battle After Another versus Sinners. they definitely seem to be the two front runners for Best Picture. They're both handled by Warner Brothers. They both have the exact same people doing the awards campaigns. How do you work on two movies like this and not like leave something like not getting the attention it needs or deserves?
I just think they're happy to have two front runners. I think Sinners just came out, everybody loved it immediately, and it just stayed in the pop culture like ether up until still right now. And then One Battle came out, same thing, just stayed in the. It may not have made the money that Sinners has, but it has stayed in the pop culture uh ecosystem, and that, and plus the cinephiles, like hardcore cinephiles, have loved this movie. It's both are timely. They're both saying almost the same thing in very different ways, and I appreciate that. Very precarious time that these movies are coming out with the messages they're coming out with.
Sure. What's interesting? Well, they both involve racists. Let's just
Right,
let's put it out there. Both have racists
right.
as prime main characters. One Sinners at least has racist vampires versus just out and out racists who
Well, I mean, let's be real. Sinners has like, I love, that's the one thing I love about the movies. Like, black people, we got to fight for our lives at night and during the day. So at night we fight the racist vampires. During the day we fight the KKK. It never ends.
Oh yeah. And even though One Battle After Another, a lot of focus is on Leo and Sean Penn, there's a lot of great black actors in this who do amazing work,
Yes,
including
yes.
Infinity, who just got a Critics' Choice nomination. Actually, Critics' Choice. I mean, they had a lot. I mean, Infinity got a nomination.
Hmm.
Miles got a nomination. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Wunmi
Wumi Musaka.
Musaka. She got nominated, and she actually won. Well, there's the funny thing is this thing started with the Gotham's.
Yes.
Gotham's kind of started it all. And the weird thing about Gotham's they gave I think it was six nominations to One Battle After Another, but only one to Sinners. And Sinners was only to Win Me in the supporting. It didn't get I don't think it got best film or
I
director or
think
anything.
it got best cast. Like, it got Wumi and best cast, and that was it.
And the
My
cast
thing is,
and the cast was a tribute. It wasn't even like a
yeah,
category. It was just they got
yeah.
their own honor. Yeah.
My thing is what's crazy about the One Battle sweeping Gotham's is like One Battle's a big budget movie, and I thought the Gotham's was really
I know.
about indie films. So I was like, y'all, that's a little nuts that like this studio blockbuster is sweeping an indie. I was like, I don't know how to feel about that, but at the
Well, they
same
changed they
time,
changed it. Yeah, the Gotham's changed the
yeah,
rules, so it's
yeah,
more like yeah. But it did sweep though. Let's make that clear. Like Gotham, it got six nominations at the Gotham's, but it only won Best Film. It didn't get director, and didn't get screenplay.
okay, all
It
right,
didn't get anything. So it won one, the Best Film, the main one, and Sinners got the supporting performance, I should say. And but then we went on, and New York Film Critics gave it to One Battle.
mm-hmm,
National Board of Review also gave it to One Battle.
mm-hmm,
And then, so it's interesting because it has, I feel like there might be two camps, but there are people like you who like both of them. I like both of them. It's just interesting to have these two out there right now.
right. And if you had told me like a couple of weeks ago, I thought it would be like a three-way race between these two films and Marty Supreme, because that's what it
Oh
felt
yeah.
like to me.
I feel like
And
Marty Supreme might still be in there. There's a lot of like last minute things, but again, like we always, I mean, I don't interrupt you, but I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things we always forget is that these are so far we've only been seeing critics awards so far.
that's
I mean,
true. That's true.
NBR is not critic. NBR is like a mix of different people, and it's kind of populist, but it's also it's kind of populist, but cinephiles also. It's kind of a combination of the two.
Yes.
But so far, there's been no industry nominations, no industry awards. Most of those won't be happening until early January. But
Because it's Golden Globes right out the gate, right?
yeah, that's the thing is even Golden Globes isn't really industry. The Golden Globes are like journalists. They're Golden
Oh,
Globes, at least maybe it's changed, but the Golden Globes they announced on Monday.
okay.
So yeah.
That's going to be interesting though, to see what they go with and what they nominate, because like pretty consistently it's been the same like five films across every single awards body, with
Mm,
the other five like pretty consistent except one or two changing, you know what I
yep.
mean? Otherwise, like, yeah, like we, if the Oscars was still five best picture only, I think it would be One Battle, Sinners, Marty Supreme, Hamnet, and what do you think the fifth one would have been?
Fifth one would be if it was only five. I mean, it could be one of the. I think it could be one of the international. It could be like it was just an accident,
Yeah,
or
or
I mean, I personally think Sentimental Value is the best of the international features. That's I think
Really?
yeah. Or
Okay.
I like Left-Handed Girl, the Netflix one, which has the benefit. Is Sean Baker. Sean Baker won 4 Oscars,
Well, yeah,
and
yeah.
he does. Have you seen Left-Handed Girl?
Yes, I have. It's a fantastic film. So is Sentimental Value, but
Yeah.
like, I'm surprised nobody's giving love to No Other Choice. Like, that is a phenomenal modern day noir. Like,
Oh yeah.
just like a lot of Koreans, the Korean artists, they just hate capitalism because it is very similar to Parasite,
Sure.
but again, story told in a completely different way. Like, Parasite is not a noir. This is a noir.
I mean, I've been a Park Chan-wook fan as long as I've been writing about movies. I mean, I think I saw Oh Boy pretty early in my career, probably reviewed it even. But let's get back to Sinners and One Battle for Another. And we talked about money a little bit in box office, but we've talked about the one thing we've talked about is that Sinners cost $90 million, which is not a lot for Warner Brothers
Right.
on a budget. One Battle for Another cost $140 million, which is a lot. It's a lot
Yes.
for Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yes, it is.
It's not a lot for a movie starring Leo, who probably gets 20 million right off the top, even to show up on set wearing that. And, but I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is that, but Sinners made back its money. Sinners, like, it opened with like 48 million.
Hmm.
It's made something like 368 million globally. So it's profitable. It's a profitable movie. It's
Right.
made money for Warner Brothers. One Battle After Another, it opened with like 22 million, I think, and it's made 70 million domestic and maybe another 88 overseas, or maybe
Well,
less, even maybe it's less. It was like 70 million overseas. But the
because
point thing is, if you do the crunch the numbers, it hasn't really made a profit, or it's like so,
well,
yeah.
this the worldwide total so far in one battle is 203 million. So at least they got their budget back. You know what I mean?
Maybe not, because what I always do with those numbers
You
is
add in marketing.
no, not even marketing. I mean, that's the 140 is before marketing, I'm gonna say.
Right. Right.
What I do is I get the global number and I multiply it by 55%. Because you have to figure that
Oh, the theaters take their cut. Yeah.
the theaters
Yeah.
they cut, and that's it's
Yeah.
kind of been it's over the years. I don't know if you ever read about like the box office back like in the '90s and early 2000s. But it used to be that the studio would take like 90% of opening weekend, and then every weekend after that they take less and less and less and less. But because the movies were doing so well opening weekend, it was really unfair because like the studio would take 90% opening weekend and then next weekend would drop like 70%. So it's like, oh, you could take 50%. So I think it's been like kind of 55% for the studio across always or on based on everything.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
I do. That's why if I multiply 200 by 55%, it's like $110, which is not the budget yet. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I figure now that it's sweeping everything and the word of mouth on it is strong. It's getting another re-release, so who
Mhm.
knows how that's gonna do. But also, like, I think they'll make money off the back end. Like, I think premium VOD, and when it hits, like, people are already clamoring for the 4K.
Sure.
Uh, I think its award season run is probably gonna make up for it on the back end.
Yeah, probably. It'll probably release. Well, it's interesting that they're releasing both of them again in IMAX. Sinners actually was re-released in IMAX already.
Yeah,
Was
during
it over
Halloween.
Halloween weekend? And
Yeah.
it didn't do that great. It did. I don't know. I feel like it didn't really get as much. I mean, there was a lot of stuff out that time, but One Battle for Another is literally like still in some theaters. It's like not like it's like being re-released like maybe a couple weeks after it's left theaters, maybe or even that. Yeah.
I mean, you gotta keep up the demand because I think IMAX 70 is one of the most popular formats, and you know that we know because we go to that theater all the time. That theater sells out quick,
Oh, no,
and
totally. Yeah.
and like the entire first run of One Battle, it was sold out the entire run.
Wow.
Uh, like that was harder to get into than the Vista Vision, which is crazy.
All
So
right.
so I've been looking at showtimes again, and like it's not full, but like there's still a good crowd of people still buying tickets like 2 weeks out, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I remember that because when I used the AMC A list, I used to always go to that theater and see, oh, let's see where I can get tickets. And like, yeah, that whole chunk of the middle section would be sold
Yup.
out really
Yup.
fast. I usually like sitting all the way at the back, so I
Back,
try to
yup.
back row, and it's like so I've always kind of and I was always good at like getting the tickets early, but
Mhm.
again, because I haven't had AMC A list, I haven't had to do that so much lately.
Ed, you gotta
So
get back on A-list, baby. That like I've saved so I love AMC A-list. Saved like over $1,000.
Well, yeah, you save a lot, but I'm on Regal Unlimited, so I'm still seeing 5 movies a week on Regal Unlimited, but it's like a 5 minute walk, 10 minute walk for me. It's like right
Oh
there.
yeah, okay, yeah, I
It's
get
right
it.
there. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like
Convenience.
the closest
Yeah.
AMC for me is the one on 11th Street and Third Avenue, and so I have to get on a bus. I have to go to like the East Village and deal with all these kids in East Village. So it's
Yeah.
like here, I just walk over there. You know, I got to deal with some people, but usually not. As you get to my age, you start thinking about like other things besides
No, because you go
the
to X's Crossing, and that theater is a pain in the ass to get to.
for everyone but me.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Everybody but you. Yeah, when they have screenings there, me and Jeff are always like, oh, Jesus.
Well, you're in Jersey, I guess. I don't know where Jeffrey is, but yeah, it's definitely. I know they've done a few things. They did like the Meg 2 there. I
Yes,
remember
and they
that
did.
one.
They did Amazon, the only other time we were there is Amazon did that indie movie, Landscape with Painted Hand or
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see that. I wasn't there for that one, but yeah, okay. Anyway, but let's get into the award. So we'll talk about the money stuff. The money stuff right now. Warner Brothers has made more money with Sinners
Hmm.
than they have with One Battle for Another. But Paul Thomas Anderson has this prestige where he's had 11 Oscar nominations. He's never won one. He's been in the industry for, making these movies for, I don't know when, was it, uh,
Like I
Boogie
think
Nights?
30 years, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, like
like
30 years since, yeah.
Hard Eight came out like what, 30, 35 years ago?
Yeah, yeah. So he's been in the business for a long time. He's been in the industry. I'm sure he's in the academy himself. Ryan Coogler is still very new, but Ryan Coogler, as far as I'm concerned, he hasn't made a bad movie. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he came out of Fruitvale Station right out of Sundance.
Hmm.
So again, Ryan Coogler. I mean, you look at his track record: Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther. What else am I missing here?
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever, yeah. But I think he
And
did
then
something
this
else.
one.
That's it. So this is only his fifth movie, really.
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy, yeah. So, and even crazier that he's gotten 2 Oscar nominations, but for producing and song. He's never gotten directing or writing, even though that's what he's kind of best known for.
Right. And I
Yeah,
think he'll probably get nominated. I don't think he's gonna win. I think that we're in an Oppenheimer situation where, it's Paul's time, just like it was Nolan's time, where it's
sure.
just like if Nolan wasn't gonna win for Oppenheimer, he just wasn't gonna win. Like that's how I feel about One Battle now, seeing how
Yeah.
it's shaken out. I'm like, well, yeah, because Paul's been working and making these great films for like the past 3 decades. So if he's not gonna win now, I don't think he's ever gonna win because like they had to retroactively give Kubrick a statue. Look
Mm.
how long it took Marty. Like
Oh,
it took
sure.
Marty to
Oh,
The
yeah.
Departed. I was
Crazy.
just like, that's crazy.
Which I don't think is even his best movie. I mean, I don't think
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
and wasn't he nominated for like Goodfellas and Taxi Driver
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and
He's got
Raging
a lot.
Bull?
Yeah. He's got a lot of nominations. And so is Paul Thomas Anderson. I mean, there's 11 nominations. They go back to Boogie Nights. He got a screenplay for Boogie Nights nomination. He got screenplay nomination for Magnolia. Yeah. So he's around. And yeah, a lot of people are going to say, like, okay, well, both movies are good, but Paul deserves it. But I think the thing about Ryan Coogler, he could still win for writing original screenplay.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna get it. But I mean, I think Paul's gonna get adapted because this is adapted from Vineland. You know what I mean? From the Thomas Pynchon novel. I
Yeah.
mean, it says it right in the credits too, based on the Thomas Pynchon novel Vineland, or inspired by
Inspired
whatever.
by,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
it's still.
it's really an original screenplay. It just happens to be that he is, I don't know.
I mean, he straight up said he took like very big chunks of it and used it for the movie. So it have to be adapted. Like, there's just no way you
Yeah, I
can't.
know. That's true.
Like, yeah. So I think those are your two movies for screenplay right there.
That's true.
Just me personally.
I mean, I like Sentimental Value a lot. I think it's a great screenplay. I feel like I was kind of a little weird. The Critics' Choice, they included Sentimental Value in the best films,
Right.
but not for foreign language film.
Really?
Yeah, that was a weird thing. Is it had all these nominations for Stefan Skarsgård, had for Renata, like a lot of the actors. They had like 3 acting nominations, screenplay. I think it had director also, but not for foreign language. And I thought that was weird because I thought that usually, you know, if it is a foreign language film,
Right. You would get for like they've done that multiple times. Like Parasite won Best International Feature and Best Picture.
I think
That
so. Yeah.
that makes no sense that they didn't. Okay, well, hey, I'm
Yeah.
not part of it. I can't talk about it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but next year will be hopefully. So, but anyway, and then what about like let's go back like so obviously we have this P.T. Anderson, Ryan Coogler. It's like the old guard versus the newish guard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sinners are going to do really well to Critics' Choice. It could be one of those cases where, Sinners gets I mean, gets a lot of awards,
Hmm.
and then one battle after another still wins. I think I don't think the Critics' Choice really look at it as like, okay, well, we have to give him something. It's not like that kind of award. I feel like the Oscars and the Academy are more in that vein of rewarding someone, maybe.
Yeah, especially somebody who hasn't. But I mean, they also are stupid because they're just like, hey, they didn't give. Last year it was for, or the year before it was Conclave and the Brutalist, and Adrian Brody
Oh,
had
that
won
was last year.
already.
Yeah, that was
Okay,
last
yeah,
year.
Adrian Brody won already, and then they were like, well, we already gave one to Ray Fiennes, and I was like, Ray Fiennes didn't win for Schindler's List, dude.
No, he no,
Like
he
that
didn't
was
win.
stupid.
No, nope.
That was insane that they were like, we already gave one. And I was like, you already gave one to Adrian Brody. You never gave
Yeah.
one to Ray Fiennes. That was crazy.
So you didn't like that win? You didn't like any Brody, any other one?
Look, fine that he won, but like, man, that was a great performance. And I love Conclave. Like, he should have won. Like, come on, man. Adrian Brody won for The Pianist. And like, The Pianist is an incredible movie. Like, let's be real.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
Weird. The Academy also, I know they're changing the rules so they make people watch movies because that's part of the problem is they don't really watch movies.
yeah. Well, it's funny because we both saw Kill Bill, the whole bloody
Yeah,
affair the other day,
yeah,
and like that movie got no Oscar nominations, nothing. Not for
that's crazy.
not for sound, not for score. Neither of them got. I mean, they had two movies coming out. One coming out in 2020, one 2003, one 2004. So in theory, Uma was eligible for two Oscars. You know, None,
Yeah.
nothing. David Carradine, nothing. It's like how is I mean I think now if Kill Bill was released literally right now it might have fared
Oh,
better. Yeah.
definitely. I'd be honest with you. I would not be surprised if this also like pushed out. Like if Kill Bill came out the way it did in this 4.5 hour version,
Mm,
I think it probably would have pushed out Wicked for Good for the 10th nomination across all these critics
mm.
guilds. Quite frankly.
Yeah. So you weren't a fan of Wicked for Good at all, I guess.
Nah, not no.
Okay.
Great performances. I love the production design, but man, this is coming from somebody who's not familiar with the book or the musical. So
No,
take
I'm in the
that
same.
for what that is.
Yeah, I mean I'm familiar with the Wizard of Oz, basically the
Yeah,
1939
yeah,
one,
same.
and I mean I like the movie. I like Wicked for Good a lot, except for the fact that it basically retconned the Wizard of Oz. It's like I'm not sure if I can just watch the Wizard of Oz now without like thinking of all the things that happened in Wicked for Good. So
Very strange how they handle the Wizard of Oz. It makes no sense. It's strange.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
strange.
But anyway, that one before we wrap up, I want to going back to Sinners and One Battle After Another. I'm curious, what do you think about the performances and stuff like that? Because we have literally in theoretically it could be Leo, Michael B. Jordan in lead. It could be um, Tatiana, and I can't remember her name. Oh my God, I
Wumi?
terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting because I like Sinners a lot. Her storyline and character was not my favorite part. I thought that movie even more than One Battle for Another. That movie is an ensemble. That movie is literally an amazing ensemble, and I think it'll win casting as well. So
I mean, as somebody who has Sinners as their number one movie, if I was voting right now in the Academy and for the Critics' Choice, all of my acting would go to One Battle After Another.
oh,
Like
interesting.
I love the
Wow.
performances in that movie. Like to me, that's Leo's best performance yet.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Tiana Taylor's amazing in it. Chase Infinity, like the fact that everybody's on a toss up between Sean Penn and Benicio, and now it's looking like Benicio because everybody walks out of the movie. Like
Yeah, I think
Benicio's my favorite
yeah.
character.
It's just I mean that's just the I mean it's just that's just the Gotham's. He didn't win the Gotham's, but did he win your film critics?
I
Benicio, what did he win? What did he win there
He
with the?
won MBR, and I think he
Oh,
did
okay.
win. He won somebody else, another major critics group. I can't remember, but like, yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay.
it's
Maybe
it's
Atlanta.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's looking like he's the front runner for best supporting actor.
Which is crazy because Sean Penn's performance in that movie is just insane. I think that movie. I mean, I have other things, but I think Sean Penn would be my pick. But the other cool thing is
Delroy Lindo. Yeah,
Delroy
he's
Lindo.
definitely.
Delroy Lindo, what the hell? How come he's
I
not getting? Everyone thought I thought he'd get nominated
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I think it's just because the one person I've seen who's been getting nominated in these different awards groups has been Miles for Best Supporting, and I get it because Miles, he's such a presence for a new guy. You know what I mean? And he just commands the film. He could sing. He can act.
Sure,
I get it. I
sure.
get it. Even though Delroy, yeah, he deserves it definitely.
Yeah, I just saw Crooklyn for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and he's amazing in that movie. Have you seen Crooklyn,
Yep.
Spike
Yes,
Lee's?
I have.
I,
Yes, I
I I
have.
missed it. I saw a lot of Spike Lee movies in that time, and I did not see that one. And he's like the best part of the movie, I thought, in that one. But
Yep.
yeah, but it's kind of shame. But I think it's interesting because I feel like I'm still thinking Sean Penn could make a comeback. We'll see. I mean, it's
But
gonna be
how
about
good is
SAG.
one battle? Is that's how you feel, Ed? You're just like, well,
Yeah,
Sean Penn should win, and if he wins, we'd all be like, that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Even though everybody loves Benicio, like those,
yeah,
the performances across the board is like, if anybody wins from one battle, we can't even be like, well, they didn't deserve it. It's like, no,
yeah,
because everybody, Paul Thomas Anderson got some performances out of some great actors in that
yeah,
movie.
yeah. So in theory, that might mean that unless that actress we mentioned wins for Sinners, which I think is unlikely.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be, but it's still. I think if Ryan at least gets his Oscar for the screenplay and he gets some other things like casting and maybe score. The score's really good in both movies, actually. I mean,
Yes,
that's
yes,
the thing.
but
Yeah,
I think Sinners got the score locked down more than one battle.
Brandon, it's great to have you on here.
Thank you for
I,
having me.
I do hope to do the film lords soon. I think we're going to do Anaconda. I'm looking forward to that.
Thank you, Ed, for having me
Thanks.
on, though.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad we found a topic. And again, if you ever have another topic, say, hey, I want to talk about this, but it doesn't fit for film blurs. But I know film blurs, you guys talk about everything, so I don't think you have to worry about like not having a topic there.
Well, I had such a good time, y'all.